Well, what up, everybody? Welcome back to another Monday Night Review by Andrew. So, as you know, Monday Night Raw, if you watched it, you should have all watched it by now, and Friday Night SmackDown. I can't wait to watch it on Friday. It'll be the first time I'm actually going to watch SmackDown in the last couple of years. I haven't watched it because it's just gone a bit down. As you know, Randy Orton pretty much and Sheamus kicked off Monday Night Raw when they went on the 2-on-1 handicap match against The Big Show. You know, when you talk about that match, it was very predictable match. You knew who was gonna win it, but I just kind of felt I didn't really think it was gonna, Big Show was gonna lose in that type of way. It just felt a quick match, like a bit messy. But to be honest, I mean, I even questioned why the Big Show was in that main event match at WrestleMania with Randy and Sheamus against the Shield. It was like they were rushing Ryback and Mark Henry. It didn't make sense putting Big Show in there in the first place. Ryback is the one that's had most of the issue with with the Shield, sorry. But I guess the WWE went to the direction, and now it's officially, if you watch Monday Night Raw, Ryback is now officially a heel. So I guess they went to that direction, but you know, and it doesn't look like Randy anytime soon is gonna be as a heel, because I'm sorry. I mean, you know what's funny, guys? Like I said, I watched the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude Era, but I actually liked Randy when he was a heel the third time, which is basically when he was pretty much when he changed his music to Voices in My Head, which was 2008 to 9, which was, I believe, the year of Randy. 2008 to 9, he was the heel. I loved watching Randy. Everyone criticizing, even my brother says there's no skill in Randy. He's just, he's boring. I disagree so much. I really do think Randy is, at the time, he was a good heel. Is he the best? Well, in the modern generation, it's no, because I think Edge pretty much dominated as the #1 heel. When Edge started to slip away and went to SmackDown, then pretty much Randy took over the #1 heel on Raw. Like I like to say, back then you have the #1 heel on Raw and the #1 heel on SmackDown, but now that all the superstars are coming onto the Raw and SmackDown brand, so the best heel in terms of I like to say the best heel now in the years. Randy was the best heel throughout 2008 to 9, and just to see him come here cheering the fans and the way he is with Sheamus, it's so awkward. I actually liked it when he was a face, but I really didn't think he was gonna stay a face this long. I think it really is time for him to go back as a heel, because for Randy, you know, it's like Kane. People are not taking Kane any more serious now. Randy, come on, when Randy joked at Kane the first time, it just, from my opinion, Randy has to turn a heel. Now, from what you have saw on Monday Night Raw it was a good way to start off Monday Night Raw, but then you see these two going in the handicap match against the Big Show. Pretty obvious the way it went through, but eventually Randy picked up the victory. Thus followed with Sheamus just about to do an interview with Matt Striker, and Mark Henry comes out from nowhere. The thing is, WWE actually wanted to do Sheamus versus Mark Henry at WrestleMania, and I was up for that. I said it would be the best. It would be the best match for those two, because if you remember in 2011, Sheamus, just before Mark Henry became world heavyweight champion for the first time in his career, Mark Henry and Sheamus actually had a decent feud. I think they faced each other maybe once or twice, but you don't understand. It was a good feud. I really enjoyed watching it, because Sheamus, it was his first time as a face, and Mark Henry, I think Mark Henry is much better as a heel, just like I think Sheamus is better as a heel, but I think now, the fans are starting to get over Sheamus, so maybe, this is a big chance for Randy to go back as a heel, and I still believe that we can have a decent feed from Randy and Sheamus. The problem with WWE nowadays is that I believe the feeds are too short, and that's the problem. Back then, the Ruthless Aggression era defined the longest feeds, because John Cena and Edge would go on for months. Of course, if you were Triple H and Shawn Michaels, it went on for years. They didn't face each other. I mean, so the problem now, it's like, yeah, even though we're in a 3 hours Monday Night Raw, it, it's the feeds need to go on not just for 1 month and then new opponents. Feeds should go on for a bit longer. Like a standard feed back then was probably in the Attitude Era, and just coming into the WWE era, then the Ruthless Aggression era, feeds would go on for at least 4 months, depending on how good the superstars is. Randy and Sheamus, I would love to see them go into a feed, maybe for 2 months. But it all depends. I mean, I'm so excited because I posted a video on this a long time ago, and on Friday Night SmackDown, which I'm gonna watch because I think it's for the first time, actually, Mark Henry and The Big Show will team up. I said these two had to team up a long time ago because I wanted these two to be together. Big Show and Mark Henry, two veteran wrestlers in the Attitude Era. So to put them two together would be an unstoppable force. And really, imagine those two holding the tag team titles and dominating for good 4 to 6 months. But the way it looks like Shield is gonna capture the tag team titles. You never know. But it looks like the Shield will go on to face Team Hell No at Extreme Rules. But in terms of what's going on at this angle, Friday Night SmackDown, it may be a decent show. But remember, Dolph Ziggler is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Randy and Sheamus will team up to take on the team of The Big Show and Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. I think it's going to be a good match. It all depends. I mean, Mark Henry's improved a lot, and I watched Mark Henry back then. I think he's improved a lot. It's like Viscera, Big Daddy V. I think he was actually very good. Although Viscera, he was a character that you wouldn't take serious, but Big Daddy V, when he came as that game, it was, I was like, oh my god, Viscera looks good for once. So, otherwise in terms of this, because I honestly thought, what the hell was going on when Mark Henry attacked Sheamus, but it looks like WWE are going to continue that feed now, and it's a good start, but, and it looks like, from my opinion, I think at Extreme Rules we'll probably see Sheamus versus Mark Henry, and in terms of Randy's future, it looks like Randy and Big Show will go at it. The way that feed is going to go into is, Randy said, I trusted you and you turned your back on us, but technically Big Show didn't, because once the match is over, it's not about, but then, yes, it is. So, at that point of WrestleMania, probably, Big Show was a neutral. And that's another thing. Nowadays, they cut it, so it's just face and heel. Back then, like, Alicia Fox, half the time, she's like on the good side or the bad side, Stone Cold, not really, even Undertaker at one point. They should bring that back, where you should have a face, a neutral, and a heel. That's what I think they've been doing with Big Show, but I just feel like the fans are just getting bored of Big Show. I mean, I used to like watching Big Show way back in the Attitude Era. To me, he's just, when I see Big Show, it's the same old Big Show. Mark Henry in 2011, I've watched Mark Henry ever since I watched the Attitude Era, and I love watching it because he's bringing something new. It's like he's improved a lot in his wrestling. So I'd love to see, the future of Mark Henry. But from what I get, it doesn't seem Mark Henry will be the world champion for a good time. It all depends. I mean, I still think Dolph Ziggler is the future. Temporarily, maybe for the next 3 years or 4 years, but I think he will hold the world heavyweight belt for a long time. Anyway, that's enough for me. Please rate and subscribe. Once again, if you're new to my channel, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew, and I bring you WWE 13 video game footage. I bring you also Monday Night Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, latest information, my intros and promos. Check it out, my CM Punk custom promo. As always, have a nice day and peace out.